Hello, welcome to Save Taxes Legally. We're going to start off with three very simple questions. All I want you to do is raise your hand if you agree with this. I have you on gallery view so I can see this. First question, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? If yes, please raise your hand. Question number two, do you want to save federal taxes year after year, generation after generation? Again, raise your hand as high as you can. And finally, the third question, do you want to know the secret of the rich? If it's yes, please raise your hand as high as you can. Thank you for coming to Save Taxes Legally. My name is Sally Gimmon, and I am the owner of the trustisyou.com. And my goal is to help as many U.S. Business owners, U.S. 1099 income earners, and U.S. investors save federal taxes legally with the Spendthrift Trust. So few people have ever heard of this. I want you to know it's legal, it's copyrighted, it's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Yes, it's in the IRS Tax Code. Now, most people do not realize our tax code went into effect February of 1913 and was only supposed to be around for a few years. The uber rich families of that time, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, and the Rockefellers made sure they can continue to save taxes. This is why it's in 643B, like Bravo, for the tax code. This trust comes from England way back when King Henry VIII got in trouble for chopping off his wife's heads. He started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went back to the Magna Carta and it's contract law that came to the United States. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023. For 3.5 centuries, they've been saving taxes. If the rich people can do it, you and I can do it too. Now, with the Spendthrift Trust, you're going to save in 4 very important ways. Listen up. Number 1, you're going to save federal taxes year after year, generation after generation. You're not completely tax-free. You're saving very specific taxes. I will go over this. Number 2, it's going to keep your information completely private. There's a false rumor out there your LLC or your S Corp keeps your information private. I can go online to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission of your state and research your LLCs. It's not private at all. Number 3, the Spendthrift Trust is if you get everything into the trust, all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. They can't sue the trust. Someone tries to sue me, I'm worth nothing. It just goes away. And just as a note, 40% of all LLCs every single year get sued. This trust could save you thousands of dollars. And number 4, if you're not aware of the Corporate Transparency Act from the Treasury Department, the sorry, I thought this was set up correctly. Slideshow. I had this all set up. If you're not aware of the Corporate Transparency Act from the Treasury Department, if you're an established LLC doing business as or a corporation, you have until January 1st of 2025 to do the paperwork for the Treasury Department. If you do not do the paperwork for the Treasury Department, you could be fined $10,000 and or 2 years in jail for not doing paperwork. And then if you file it incorrectly, you would be fined $500 a day until it's done correctly. The Benson Financial Trust, what I sell, shields you from doing that paperwork. So it's a wonderful thing. So with the Benson Financial Trust, give you a little bit of history. It was started by Paul Benson 75 years ago. Actually, it's now 76 years ago. He was a Harvard law professor. He researched the Spendthrift Trust. He wrote 5 different trusts. I'm going to talk about 2 of the trusts right now today, very importantly. And then it started his own law firm with his best friend. It's now the law firm is being run by a grandson and a great-grandson. They have been doing this for 76 years, and not a single trust has ever been audited. They give you a certification saying if you get questioned by the IRS, they will defend you free of charge. That's an amazing thing. So let's get into this. Imagine nobody knowing what you own, where you own it, how much you own, or what you do with it. And that you're saving taxes year after year, generation after generation. You're saving 3 figures, 4 figures, 5 figures, even 6 figures of taxes. Imagine not having to worry about frivolous lawsuits. What if someone falls down the stairs at your commercial property? What if someone slips and falls on ice in front of your home? That no longer is going to be a problem. Number 3, imagine being able to save so much money, you have so many more options to do what you like. Maybe you're going to pay off your mortgage, buy a new car, hire a VA, help a family member out, give to charity. With the Spendthrift Trust, it gives you so many options in so many different ways. Now, the full title of the trust, so you have this, is Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. All 5 pillars are super important. Irrevocable, it goes from generation to generation to generation. The Rockefellers Trust, it's called the Office. It has seven generations old. It has almost 400 people under the same EIN number, employee identification number. Each person files their own taxes for what they do. It's all kept separately. Irrevocable, complex. With the Spendthrift Trust, the Spendthrift Trust can hold money day to day, week to week, year to year, decade to decade. Right now, 97% of all trusts sold in the United States are what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on PBS television, the family trust. The only thing the family trust does is avoid going through probate. Then it dissolves. This trust goes from generation to generation. There's a reason why that's the most popular trust out there. Currently in the United States, there are over 1 million attorneys, and only 4% of them are trust attorneys. The trust attorneys work with very high-heeled or very rich people. I found out about this. I'll tell you my story shortly. And I want to help as many U.S. business owners, U.S. 1099 income earners, and U.S. investors save federal taxes easily. So, irrevocable, complex. The third element or third pillar is irrevocable, complex, and discretionary. Whoever the trustees are will make the rules for the beneficiaries. None of this going to, contesting the will in court or anything like this. It keeps it completely that way. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. This is very important. When you start up the trust, someone who is not a beneficiary is going to be the settler, the person who starts the trust for you, and will be the trustee for 5 minutes and then sign themselves away. This makes the trust 100% private. This is not a speed bump. You will need someone's social security number to do this. If you can't find a family member or somebody you want to use to do this, either myself, somebody from the law firm will do this free of charge for you. It does not affect me at all, or it does not affect your family member. And then the fifth element, the spendthrift, has been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 different occasions. Both times the Supreme Court has honored the Spendthrift Trust. You can't get more legal than with the Spendthrift Trust. I want to explain. I want to explain this to as many people as possible. So, to give you more information about myself, it has not always been a bed of roses. Quite frankly, October of 2018 was a watershed month for me. What had happened in that month, I was working full-time as a Medicare broker, and I bought my dream car. I bought a Hyundai Velastra little sports car in September. I love that car. I don't know if you know this, but I was voted least likely to drive 55 my senior year of high school. That car was a little bit dangerous for me. 3 weeks after having my car, I'm driving to work 7:30 in the morning on Indian School Road in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm the second car through the green light, and some idiot who was high, drunk, and had no insurance ran the red light, T-boned me on my passenger side, and all of a sudden, I had to get another car. I had 2 car payments. I went from being comfortable to eating ramen noodles 2 nights a week. I was working in a job that I did not like. When you tell somebody who's turning 65 that they have to use part of their Social Security check to pay for Part B of Medicare, they start cursing you. I was waking up tired. I was dealing with rush hour traffic into work and out of work. I was tired all the time. I had a ho-hum life. I was a worker bee. Then, in late October 2018, my oldest nephew got married in Charlotte, North Carolina. I have my house in Phoenix. My mom and dad are living in Goodyear, Arizona, 20 miles west of Phoenix. They drove from Goodyear to Charlotte, and along the way, my mom got dehydrated and she got septic of the blood. She was on a ventilator for 13 months. She was in the hospital for 15 months, and my dad stayed in North Carolina with her for 9 months. I was going out to their house to deal with their mail. So I worked until 8 o'clock the night before the wedding because it was open enrollment, October. First time for being a Medicare broker. I drove myself to Sky Harbor Airport. I flew to Charlotte on a red eye. My nephew picked me up. We family tradition. We went to IHOP for breakfast, and then we went to see my mom in the hospital. We walked in. The priest was giving my mom her last rites. My world stopped moving. I knew my mom was sick. I did not know she was that sick. Then 3 o'clock that afternoon, I went to a fantastic wedding. And on Sunday, I had to fly back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I had to be at work at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. This was not the life I wanted to be leading. It was a horrible life. So once a week, my dad's staying in North Carolina. They were supposed to be gone for 2 weeks and said they were gone for 9 months. I'm going out to their house to do the mail. In December, the first week of December, a letter that was 27 pages thick was my mom's statement from Medicare about being in the hospital for the first month. When I opened it up, it said it was $72,000. Wow. Now, my mom had complete coverage. She had Medicare, and my father was a retired officer, so TRICARE for life. I'm standing in my mom and dad's kitchen knowing my life sucks. I have an $8,000 deductible on my healthcare plan. I have 2 car payments. I have a mortgage. I'm still paying student loans for my undergrad and graduate degree, and I have credit card debt. I needed to change my life. So right then and there, I called my cell phone. Oops, as I nearly dropped my cell phone, I called my cell phone to talk to Glenn. He had invited me to a meeting in August of 2018 to join his real estate group. I said, Glenn, open enrollment starting. I can't do this until January. So this is the first week of December. I called Glenn and I said, Glenn, I need to change my life. It's like, Sally, next week we're having a Christmas potluck. Bring a $5 gift and some food and meet my fellow investors. I don't like going to parties by myself, but it was the best decision I ever made. I went to the party. I met some people. I joined the real estate group. And in 2019, still working as a full-time Medicare broker, I wholesaled 7 properties nationwide. My mentor in the real estate group, Jay Tannenbaum, he dealt with notes and bank-owned properties, and I was making good money. Well, when I went to do my 2019 taxes, my CPA asked me to come into his office in Scottsdale, Arizona. Made a 3 o'clock appointment in the afternoon, drove out there, and he's like, Sally, your tax rate went from 22% up to 24%, and you owe the federal government $79,000 in short-term capital gains. What? I'm sitting there talking to him. All of a sudden, my stomach drops down to my size 11 and a half size feet. I'm trying to keep it together. He's talking about putting me on a payment plan that's going to be $12,000. It's going to be $1,200 a month. I get up, I shake his hand, I go out to the receptionist, get my parking validated. I go down to the parking garage, and I literally cried for 20 minutes. I don't know about y'all, but $79,000? Yes, I wholesaled 7 properties. I paid off my mortgage. I paid off my 2 car loans. I paid off my student loans. I paid off my credit cards. I went on a nice vacation. I spent the money. I forgot about taxes. I'm thinking there's a big L on my forehead. I'm a rock star in my real estate group. How am I going to show my face in front of them? What am I going to do? I need to get $1,200 a month to pay for my taxes. And tell you the truth, I was fired in November of 2019 as a Medicare broker. Kind of a funny story. I was licensed in 32 states. Somebody who I had called who needed Medicare by November 30th, we were on a Texas campaign. She had moved to New Mexico where I was licensed, and I issued a policy. They fired me for that. So I was on my own thinking, what the heck am I going to do? So it's now about 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm driving back to Phoenix into the sunset, tears strolling down my face. My boyfriend had made me dinner because he knew I was going to go see the CPA, and the two of us just sat across from each other, going, "What are we going to do?" I don't know about y'all, but my great aunt Kitty, my mom's Irish, my great aunt Kitty in Ireland always said, "When you have a problem, think about it and go to sleep." I'm thinking about it. I go to sleep. Next morning, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I start researching the Spendthrift Trust. I had read an article about the Rockefellers Trust. It's called The Office. It's been around for 7 generations, and that they're saving taxes. If they can save taxes, why can't I save taxes? So I went on a quest, and 5 months later, September of 2000, I started both my business and beneficial trust. Since that time, in 3.5 years, I have saved 6 figures in taxes. I have done 28 wholesale deals. I have several rentals, and I'm also doing seller financing. I want to share, again, this is driving me crazy, so give me 1 second. I have a new computer and it's driving me crazy how this is happening. Slideshow. So this is my first property in the trust. It was a contract for $20,000. It was going to go to auction for $50,000, and I was going to make $30,000 without lifting a hammer. Woohoo! Yay, Sally! When it finally went to auction because of COVID, on August 28th of 2021, it went up to $64,326, and I made an extra $44,326 in profits. But because my tax rate was at 24%, I saved $10,368. Another one I did. This was a bank-owned property I got for $9,000. I sold as is for $31,000. I saved $5,200 in capital gains. This one, when I moved to North Carolina, it was a tax lien sale. I got for $2,700. I did not do the. I hired somebody for $60,000 to paint it and do the upkeep on it. I wholesaled the house for $230,000, and I saved $40,152. This is a fantastic deal. I do upset bids in North Carolina, and in May 15th of 2023, the Public Health Emergency Act ended. I walked into the courthouse, and this had gone for 4 days in 2020, and it only had 6 days left in 2023. We got it. I needed $175,000. I can't take my cell phone into the courthouse. When I got out, I called one of my clients who was going to save a lot of money in dividends, and I said, "Can we do a deal where you put up $175,000? You're going to get that money back, and then we'll split the profits." He's just like, "Where do I sign?" It was 5 custom homes. Two of the houses did not have their driveways in yet. This was late May. The first week of June, we did an open house on a Saturday. We hired a friend of mine who's a real estate agent. She made 2% on the 5 houses. People were walking in and out. We got them all under contract for $4.7 million. The real estate agent made $95,300 in commission. She started the business trust. She got to save $85,770 in federal income taxes. That's both North Carolina state income taxes and federal taxes. And Don and I, after he got paid back his $157,000, got paid back the real estate agent's fees, got paid back for relocking the houses. We split $1.3 million. I personally saved an extra $680,000 with that trust. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I got a new computer. This is another upset bid that I won for $175,550, and I wholesaled for $240,000. I saved an extra $15,468. This is another wholesale deal. I won for $259,500, wholesale for $310. For my 2023 taxes, I'm saving $12,120. This is an amazing thing. Now, with the beneficial trust, I'm going to start with that first. The beneficial trust is going to save you the 5 following taxes, year after year, generation after generation. Capital gains, short term, are between 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket, 7 different layers. There's 4 ways to file your taxes: single, married jointly, married separately, or head of household. I file single. So all my examples that I was showing you, this is at 24% tax rate. That's what I was at when I started the Spendthrift Trust. Interest income taxes is for someone who is a passive investor, someone who's in a real estate investment trust, someone who's doing the subject to real estate, someone who's doing BRRRR strategy. I personally have 12 notes where I have the paper on the house. People are paying me their mortgage. That's interest income. And now I have 2 seller financing houses or creative financing. That's interest income. So if you're selling a business and doing seller financing, you're going to be paying interest income. Dividend income, again, between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers, is if you're in the stock market, you're a day trader, you're doing options trading, you're doing commodities or futures trading. Rental income is for anyone who has short-term rental, like Airbnb, vacation rentals. Maybe you're doing rental arbitrage, rental Airbnb arbitrage, or anything like that. or long-term rental. Yes, you can take depreciation. Yes, you can do cost averaging, but remember, your information is going to be private and you'll pay no lawsuits if you get sued. So again, if someone's dog gets out and bites a child, they can't come after you. So rental income taxes between 10% to 37%. I am surprised how many real estate investors do not take depreciation. And then royalties are taxed a little bit less, but not that much. That's between 10% to 35%. That is if you are an actor, an actress, if you are a writer, a musician, if you're in the NFT world, if you have copyright or patent information, you're going to keep saving all this money year after year, generation after generation. I want to help as many investors in the United States save as much money as possible because if I can do it, you can do it too. Now, we were just talking about the beneficial spendthrift trust. Now I want to start talking to you about the business trust. The business trust is for all U.S. business owners and 1099 income earners. You can save at least 90% on your federal income taxes year after year, generation after generation. If you're in a state with state income taxes, you get everything in the trust, you will save that too. I'm here in North Carolina, we have state income taxes. In 2022, I saved 92% on my 3 online businesses. I was happy to pay 8% and did not pay state North Carolina taxes. Amazing thing. So again, my crazy little computer. Where did this go? I want to make sure I have a new computer. Nope, that's not what it was. Sorry. This new computer just does this completely different, so I have to figure out where I'm doing this. Sorry, this is a horrible presentation. No, we're going to start just from here. So slideshow, this current thing. So an affiliate marketer contacted me. He sells weight loss supplies. In 2021, he paid taxes for $528,000. We're going to save him $128,549 in federal taxes. Um, I'm sorry, we're going to save him 90%, $112, and then 10.3%. In 2023, he saved $165,744. Next one, my favorite pizzeria here in Charlotte. They have 2 locations. It's a New York style pizzeria and have the best white pizza. In February of 2022, February 2023, I walked in with my friend Ingrid. I was teaching her how to door knock. And we sat there and we chit-chatted for about 2.5 hours. As we got up to leave, Roberto asked for my business card, and I met him and his wife a week later. They have 2 locations. They're making about $15,000 a year, $180,000, $15,000 a month, $180,000 a year, and they're going to save. Oops, that doesn't look right. $26,735,000 a year. They're going to also on North Carolina state income taxes. When you add that together, they're saving $35,285 per year. In 2024, they opened a fourth location. They opened a third location. In 2025, they're going to open a fourth location. The neat thing about this is when they retire, their 2 children are going to inherit 2 pizzerias each. They'll pay no inheritance tax, and they too will save 1099 income taxes. Oh, shoot, I didn't want to do that. Share. I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Now let's go down here. This other one, a real estate agent. They started in 2023 because she had 4 properties on she was going to be selling. We were able to save her $10,445 in federal income taxes, and then North Carolina state income taxes. She got to save $15,645 in 2023 taxes. Amazing information. This one is an actual. He saw a TikTok. This is when you sell a business. This was December of 2022. The Sun contacted me. They sold their restaurant in March 30th of 2023 for $3 million. Jim and his brothers built the restaurant from scratch. It was a 42-year-old family restaurant. At 15%, they saved $460,000 in long-term capital gains, or at 20%, they saved $600,000 in capital gains. Now, on the day of the sale, I got a phone call from Kentucky that was an unlisted number. I usually don't pick it up, but I did pick it up, and it was the wife. She knew that her name's Jennifer. She knew they were getting the trust. She did not know how much they were going to be saving. Her whole goal, they're moving from Kentucky to Florida to be near their three grandchildren. They want to spend between. She wants to contact Dave of My Lottery Dream Home. I don't know the show; it's on A&E. I don't have cable, but they want to get a two-bedroom, two-bath condo between $460,000 to $600,000. They call it the capital gains condo. The business broker has sent me more clients, and he's getting referral bonuses for that. This is another business broker. Uh, he was selling a 16-year-old business. He has bursitis in his knees. On April, this was just happened in February. At 15%, he'll save $255,000. April 15th, 2025. Or at 20%, he'll save $340,000. And plus, the business broker also bought a business trust because he wants to save taxes too. This is another one, a fix and flipper in California. He normally was doing four fix and flips per year, making about $50,000 a year at 24% tax rate. That now we were saving him $12,000 per flip. And in 2023, he did 6 houses and saved $72,000. He's also telling other fix and flippers about me and making a second income, getting referral fees for referring the trust. This one was a referral to me. For 3 years in a row, he went to his accountant. He's doing what's called the BRRRR strategy, had 85 homes in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. 3 years in a row, his accountant told him, "You're buying too many houses, you need to slow down." In 2022, we saved him $135,000. So in 2023, he now has 98 homes and is getting into commercial property. Good for him. I want my clients to save as much money as possible. This is another person. In 2022, his tax rate was 35%. He started the trust in 2023, and we were able to save him $98,000 in short-term capital gains. Again, these are clients of mine that are saving millions of dollars. This is a fun one. Her husband and I are in a mastermind. It's called Mom's House, about helping everyday people leaving their forever homes and going into nursing homes. He did 5 fix and flips in 2022. Well, she's on the Zoom with him, and she's like, "I'm an artist. I want to do the meta world." I introduced her to a friend of mine who does do meta world, and on Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, she sold her first painting on in the meta world, or for her first picture in meta world, for $1,000. So in 2000, so she decided to do 1 through 100. The first one's considered 1099 income. 2 through 100, she was able to save that money. In 2023, she did 8 series for $792,000. Her husband's retired. Their house is paid off. They're putting they got 3 young children. They're putting money into college funds, and they're enjoying their lives. I have to stop sharing. My goal is to help as many U.S. business owners and U.S. 1099 income earners save federal income taxes and state income taxes, and U.S. investors stop paying capital gains, interest income, dividend income, rental income, and royalty income taxes. I'm inviting you to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. If you go out to www.thetrustisyou.com, I will take you out to NerdWallet. I will show you your tax rate. I will send you that information. I will send you 3 articles from Forbes magazine. I will send you 2 pages from case law to show you how the trust is legal. And when you do start the trust, I will send you how to start building business credit on your new EIN number. I want to say thank you for coming out to my show today. I hope you learned something new. I do this the second Tuesday of every month. So it's going to be I think it's April 12th next month. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day.